Welcome, artists, to the PIXLR Lesson 3. So you'll need to go to PIXLR X. You can click the link that I have posted for you. You can go to PIXLR and then choose X at the bottom. Remember, click an easy design. And I'm following along with the written directions that you have available to you, but pay close attention to the video because things have been updated in the few years that those written directions have been out. So what we are going to learn about with this lesson is adjustments and filters. I'd like you to begin this one by loading a URL, much like lesson 1. And that URL is available to you in Schoology, or you can type it in yourself. But here is the image that you should be working with. So I'm going to copy that and then paste it. So I did Control-C on this and Control-V into here. I'm going to click load, and it's going to go ahead and load. So you can adjust your zoom at the bottom if you need to get closer or further away just to see the whole image. I prefer to see the whole thing. And first we're going to go ahead and make a second copy of our layer so that we can see the adjustments that we make and the impact that they have. So on the right hand side in your layers menu, we're going to go ahead and click on the 3 dots, and we're going to choose duplicate layer. So now we have 2 things that are exactly the same. Notice in this layer sandwich, this one's at the bottom, this one's on top of it, and they're identical to each other. Making sure that we are editing the top one and not the bottom one, which we're going to save and reference back later. So we want the blue rectangle to be around the top one. We're going to learn how to make some adjustments to the image. So the first thing we're going to do is make some adjustments to the image. And we're going to do that with this adjust and filter menu. So I'm going to click that open. And one easy fix is just to choose auto at the top here. And what it'll do is it'll adjust the lights and the colors to what is considered correct according to the computer. So that's one way that you can adjust images automatically. Say it was too dark, you can use that auto and it will help fix things. You can also change these things yourself. So when you open up each of these toggles, you can make your colors more vibrant. You can increase the saturation or decrease the saturation. You can change the temperature. Notice it'll lean more yellow or it'll lean more blue. You can make all of these adjustments to this top layer, remember, to make some edits to the image. So make them as interesting as you want them to be. But to make it look more vibrant, make it catch the eye better, I want you to increase things like your vibrance and your saturation. You can even play with some of the hues if you'd like. Ooh, that looks really nice in green. So I'd like you to do all of those things. And then when you're done messing with the color, I'd like you to also look at things like the light. So you can make it brighter. You can increase the contrast between the darks and the lights. You can go into things like your details. So sharpen those details. So things look very crisp and very sharp. And I would like you to then also take a look at what you can do in the scene adjustment. So this will put almost kind of like different filters on things. So you can sort of change, see how it darkened at the edges there. You can do something like that. Or lighten at the edges there. That's kind of very interesting and contradictory to what I just did. But I want you to see what these things do. So pull the slider and then take it back to something a little bit more reasonable. And once you're happy with all of those adjustments, or you think that they're kind of interesting, we're going to go ahead and choose apply. So one thing you can do is you can see the little eyeball in your filters here. You can turn this off and see your original image, turn it back on. Wow, what a big difference we made just doing those few adjustments. Now, We didn't mess with the filters yet, so we should absolutely do some of those things. So in some of our filters, we can mess with the highlights and the shadows, the fill. I would like you to make this thing look very different from the original image. It should be incredibly obvious that you have made changes to this image so that it is clearly incredibly filtered. So go ahead and go back to any of these and just totally go overboard to really make those edits pop out. So again, you can see I'm going to turn off the top layer, and you can see a huge difference, which is very important to me. Once I have created a huge difference by using my adjust and filter menu, I can go ahead and choose save. Same as before, I want you to leave it a JPEG. Don't change anything about the size. You can just choose save as. It's going to ask you where, and you're going to put it in your Computers and Arts folder. And you're going to label it with your last name, PIXLR X 3 now. So your third lesson, and you're going to choose save. Don't worry about this gray box. Everything is there. And you will be able to now upload it to the Schoology assignment to turn in this file so that I can see all the work you were able to do with the adjustments and the filters in PIXLR.